Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, and also our cricketing youth of Mississauga and the Peel Authority. On behalf of the City of Mississauga and CIMA Canada, I would like to welcome you to the Mississauga Mayor's School Cricket Awards ceremony. And I will speak slowly because a few people in my business career said, I don't understand what you're saying. So I will try and speak the best Queen's English I can. My name is Peter Marshall. I'm a proud resident of Mississauga for over 25 years, and it's a great pleasure and privilege to be here today as your MC. As we recognise the generous contribution from the volunteers who helped to introduce cricket in Mississauga, and of course the up-and-coming young cricketers who excelled in last year's tournaments. As you will figure out from my voice alone, that I was born, a bit of history here, I was born in Yorkshire, England, before I came to Canada. Excuse me. Home of such great cricket greats as Sir Leonard Hutton, Fred Truman, Geoffrey Boycott, Ray Illingworth, and many more. I was honoured to take part years ago in a 4-day cricket festival in Philadelphia, which ironically celebrates, as I was told earlier, and I didn't know, the first international cricket match was between the USA and Canada. So Canada plays a very important role in the history of cricket. And of course, I was very fortunate because we used to invite guests, and for those that are aficionados of the sport, Freddie Truman, a fellow Yorkshireman, I spent a glorious weekend with Freddie. He was the first fast bowler to reach 300 test wickets. I'm also a huge fan of Yorkshire playing in my school 11 and being part of the famous Bradford Cricket League. There's some historical facts I want to share with you, very briefly. Cricket was played back in the 1600s. Actually, Oliver Cromwell was known to play cricket in the mid-1600s. The first game of cricket was recorded in Kent, southeast of England, in 1646. And by the 1700s, if you played cricket on a Sunday, you were fined instead of going to church. So that shows how far now it's gone, and we'll look at the cricket where it's played all over the world. And it is the second most watched sport after soccer in the whole world. And it always gives me a thrill to see this and see all you young guys and gals out there playing. It's great. And also, to put it in perspective very quickly, James Naismith invented basketball in 1891. However, our great Prime Minister J. MacDonald in 1867 decreed that cricket be made the official game of Canada before basketball, before hockey. And what is so poignant is the fact that here we are on our 150th birthday, and then Mr. MacDonald, our Prime Minister, saying that it is the most important game. So this is very apropos. I'm getting so excited you can sense it. Well, you know, cricket in itself is not just a sport, it's a way of life. There's no other game where you have to consider the conditions. In the morning, when the dew is on the ground, we put the spin bowlers on, and by lunchtime it's hot, down it's hard. And those balls leave them fast balls. I met Dennis Lilly once from Australia, and his ball came off his hand at over 110 miles per hour. And it bounced, not like baseball, a full pitch. How many of these baseballs would they catch if it bounced from the floor first? Just food for thought. Anyway, I digress. We have a lot to do. So here we are, I'm very pleased to be here with the youth of Mississauga, carrying on this great cricket tradition and the excellence of the game. Before I announce the stage party, we want to recognise the leadership from the City of Mississauga to support cricket. When CIMA first met with the Commissioner, Paul Mitchell, who is here today, at the Mayor's office in 2012, CIMA received the City's first fully supported and encouragement to launch the programme. Then the City Councillor, Bonnie Crombie, thank you Bonnie, who's now our Mayor, for taking the time to see them all together. The Mississauga's changing demographics means that there's a rapid change in local needs and desires with respect to recreation. So we're so pleased to have our Lord Mayor here today. That's very kind of you. And also our distinguished panels of guests. Paul Mitchell, the Commissioner for Community Services in the City of Mississauga. Thank you. Ronald Mendez, who is representing a director on behalf of CIMA Canada. Colin Shaw, Associate Vice President of the Internal Audit Services for the Great Canadian Tire Company, and Tony Pontes, the Director of Education for the Peel District School Board. And also we have John Harajanik, who is the Associate Director of Corporate Services and Treasurer for the Dufferin Beaman Catholic District School Boards. So thank you all for coming along. I would first like to open up with introducing Paul Mitchell, who will start the proceedings and will introduce the Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jim. My pleasure, and my comments are going to be brief, so don't get too worried. But my pleasure really to welcome all of these young people and stage guests to the Mayor's School Cricket Awards and Volunteer Recognition event. I want to say thank you to CIMA, to the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants as our corporate sponsors for this great event, and special thanks to Ranil Mendez. Ranil really, he's the director of the Institute, but he's really the heart and soul of this event. So I just want to give him a round of applause. So youth cricket, really, from where I stand, is slowly becoming the new glue in bringing the diverse community together around the values of sport. I experienced it with hockey, soccer, ball, but youth cricket now is creating the kind of leadership opportunities, the kind of teamwork, and the opportunities then for young people really on the cricket ground to learn all of the lessons of life. And I think that's one of the values that cricket and this tournament brings to all of you. So thanks again so much to CIMA. Thank you to Mayor Crombie for her leadership in support really in growing youth cricket and encouraging all of us to work with youth to build a stronger community. This tournament started in 2013 with really modest participation, Ranil, but now we're over 1,700 young people. Fantastic growth in a very short period of time. So then, with the Mayor's support and with the support of Council, this year, going into 2018, we're adding 2 new cricket grounds. They're going to be located near the intersection of Highway 410 and Courtney Park at a new park location that we've called Danville Park. So there'll be 2 cricket pitches at that site. And Ranil, we're hoping then to host this tournament in 2018 at that new site. So thanks again to Mayor Bonnie Crombie for her support for all aspects of sport. So with that, I'm going to call upon her for a few remarks.
Well, I think that Lord Mayor had a nice ring to it. So Paul, you get right on that, okay? So good morning, everyone, and I do apologize for keeping you waiting. I was at a school immediately prior to this, and for some reason the kids thought they had me till recess, so we stayed and we talked, and it was wonderful. And before that, we launched the food bank campaign awareness for hunger, and in between then we did some meeting interviews. So I was a little bit behind this morning, so my sincere apologies for making you wait. But nonetheless, I'm very excited to be here with you today, and on behalf of the members of all my council in the city of Mississauga, I want to welcome you to our great hall, and it is a great hall. It's a beautiful hall. We have a number of dignitaries present from different levels of government. I want to welcome them as well, because sport really does bring people together. Of course, I want to recognize the team of committed volunteers from CIMA and from Canadian Tire for your continued leadership to help more and more young people discover, appreciate, and enjoy cricket. It's kind of this magical mystery sport that is new for so many, but it's really taken off in Mississauga. I know that Mayor Tory really covets our 7 cricket pitches. Just I heard him say, we are bound and determined to build a cricket pitch. And I said, really? Well, we have 7, just saying. I also want to further recognize all the students and teams who have competed in the CIMA Mayor's Cricket Tournament and who are practicing for the 2016-2017 competition. And my sincere thanks to the teachers who go above and beyond to volunteer their time to mentor and to coach and to practice and to work hard and to go for the gold. We really believe that investing in local athletes is really at the home and the heart of city building, and this is especially true in a diverse city such as Mississauga. We're truly enriched by the diversity that is our city, and sports transcends language, culture, politics, religion. It transcends it all and is truly a unifying force. It brings us all together to compete. So whether you're male or female athlete, and on the field and in the game, we transcend all of it through sport. The hard work, the commitment, the discipline, and the respect that goes into being a renowned athlete are important skill sets that apply in really every aspect in all walks of life. And this is especially important for the young people as you prepare to begin the next chapter of your lives beyond high school. At the City of Mississauga and our council and our staff, we approach our efforts through the lens of supporting the local sports community. We invest in community centers and in recreation centers. Our newest one is the beautiful Meadowvale Community Center. How many of you have been to the Meadowvale Community Center? It's spectacular. It's a $36 million investment, ahead of schedule and under budget, I'll remind you. And we want to be sure that our parks are built with cricket fields and baseball diamonds and basketball courts. And in fact, I mentioned already, we have 7 cricket pitches and opening 2 more next year at the Danville Park, as Paul mentioned, has told you. All the more for you to practice for next year's tournament. And the past 12 months have really proven to be very exciting times here in Mississauga for all of our sports fans. In August, we hosted the Ontario Summer Games, and those were the largest summer games in Ontario's history. We had 3,500 athletes from 12 to 18 years old, 500 officials, more than 130 volunteers just for the opening ceremonies, 600 volunteers during the games, 700 coaches and managers, just trying to get you to feel the scale of what this was. 34 different sports were competing in 17 Mississauga venues, and 2,000 medals were awarded. And that's a year after we hosted our share of sports for the Pan Am and Para-Pan Am Games as well. And just last week, very exciting week in Mississauga's history, the Raptors 905 D-League won their first championship. And we hosted the team and Coach Jerry Stackhouse to City Hall to have a huge celebration with the community out in Celebration Square. We were very fortunate because it was a bright, sunny day that was nice and warm. And we reminded Larry Tannenbaum that this is the first victory for Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment in 50 years. And only in their second year of becoming a unified team, Raptors 905. So brilliant, just a brilliant job. We're so proud of them. And of course, the marching band that played was from St. Marcellinus, was on hand to perform. I don't know if some of you may attend, or you certainly use their cricket field in the back of St. Marcellinus, I expect. And today, the Mississauga Steelheads are in the playoffs for the Ontario Junior A, Ontario Hockey League Memorial Cup, and we're pretty excited about that. So very exciting times to be part of the sports community here in Mississauga. So what an honor it is to host all of you once again, and I look forward to celebrating your hard work and your accomplishments, and I wish all the teams the very best as you compete for gold in this year's tournament. So congratulations, and thank you for having me.
Lord Mayor, that's very resplendent. Moving along, I would like to introduce our next guest from SEMA, a member himself, and today is representing the Canadian Tire Corporation and sponsor of SEMA's GTA-wide Cricket and Association programme. And he may speak slightly different to myself because he does come from further south in England. However, just please note, I am a true Canadian. I have my card in my pocket, so I'm proud to be a Je suis Canadian. Colin, please, would you like to take the rostrum? Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Peter. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Canadian Tire Corporation, I'm very, very excited to be here and recognise and congratulate all of the award winners from 2016. For families in the GTA, cricket is an important part of their cultural heritage. I think in Canadian Tire we understand the power that sport is capable of in terms of bringing communities together and uniting our nation. For children, for kids, for athletes, sport teaches confidence, leadership, teamwork skills, and improves their ability to learn and succeed in school. I can say this from experience. Unlike the athletes in the room today, I was a terrible cricketer, and Peter and I talked about this. But fortunately, through the game of rugby in England, I've done quite well for myself in terms of education, and since coming to Canada and doing that. So sport really has a powerful role to play in that. So, Canadian Tire, we're a proud sponsor of the Mayor's Cricket Tournament. We look forward to continuing our efforts as a leading sponsor and a leading supporter of the sport and recreation in Canada. And congratulations to all of the 2016 winners. I think you deserve to put your hands together and give yourself a good hand.
Thank you, Colin. That was very, very good to hear you talk about, and with no derogatory comments about we Yorkshiremen, so very nice. Moving along, my next guest needs no introduction. I've got to know Ranil over the last few years. We both go to the same church in Mississauga, and we're putting together a cricket festival with the churches as well, which is quite significant. The first time we've done this since 1862, am I right? When the cathedral played St Barnabas's in the game. So we have got a long history there. The represented team, I'd like to hand over to Ranil, who's a great guy and one of my good friends. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. For those who know me or have seen me in play or in other meetings, I'm not a guy who used to be talking, but mostly working. But I do believe that the game is played on the field, but the bigger game happens off the field. So at SEMA, what we do mostly is off the field. So I know today is a day for recognizing all our students who have excelled on the field, the coaches and community volunteers who have made it happen. But I want to, rather than talk about, I'm supposed to be representing SEMA, which I do very proudly, but today I want to take a minute to some leaders who have made it possible when SEMA first started 3 years ago. I could remember at that time Councillor Bonnie Crombie. We were here 3 years ago. Now, Mayor, we are very happy to see you here and thank you for your support. Our first meeting, however, was with Commissioner Paul Mitchell and then Mayor Hazel McCallie. If you may recall, Commissioner, we had a very difficult meeting. We were given some very interesting questions from the former mayor for good reasons, because there are groups come and they have the moment of glory with the mayor. I don't need photo opportunities. I'm getting elected 90% of the populace, which we managed to answer. So to do that, we had a huge help from Commissioner Mitchell, and for that, Paul, I really do thank you on behalf of SEMA for your help. With the mayor's support and the commissioner's support, our next step was to get the schools on board. Again, at that time, Peel School Board did not have outdoor cricket. So I didn't know where to start. We talked about the SEMA, where do we go? Now we have the municipal partner. Will they buy into our idea of bringing the school board and the municipality together with a relatively unknown quantity and entity, SEMA? So I approached a gentleman named Tony Pontes. I said, I'm so-and-so, I would like to meet with you. Well, he said, come on in. And we had a conversation. I couldn't believe the support I had from Tony Pontes. I really thank you, Tony, for making it happen. Like I said, the game happens on the field, but off the field, you need people like visionary leaders like Tony to make it happen. And he invited not just the staff, the two senior superintendents. We had a conversation, and you have seen the results today. And similarly, after the public school board, we we visited the Catholic School Board, and today, like I said, over 75 schools in Peel, in Mississauga actually play cricket. And I was talking to Sawmill Valley. They have just started with 6 teams last year in grade 4 and 5, and this year they are expecting 14 teams in that tournament. So that's where we are going. So with that, I would like to once again thank Tony Pontes to making it happen, because without that support, we would never have come this far. And we all have heard, after almost 4 decades of service to the school board, Tony is retiring. We are going to miss you badly. So I would like to ask the mayor kindly sign his map, and I want to present it to Tony. Ask Mayor Tony Crombie to join, and the stage party to please come here and invite. Please come.
Thank you, everybody. Now we're coming to a point to represent the Peel and District School Board. We're honoured to have Tony Pontes, as you've just seen, presentation. He's a visionary and leader of the PDSB, who has provided great leadership and motivation for the DDSB to embrace the new and emerging sport of cricket among school children. It is with his leadership that this cricket has been introduced to over 75 schools, as Ronald just said earlier, in our area. Can I ask you to come forward, Tony, and please say a few words? Thank you.
Wow. First of all, thank you very much, Reneel, and to Seema for that very kind gift. I will display that proudly. And now I have no excuse for not learning how to play cricket. That's just wonderful. And I would tell you that it was not me, and it was not Paul or the mayor. Really, it was Seema that needs to be thanked. We contributed because we simply supported your vision and your kind generosity. And it reminds me that one of the most important things about Canada and Ontario, Mississauga, Peel, is the importance of everyone stepping forward and volunteering in whatever manner that may be, whether it's coaching, whether it's donating your time at a food bank, at a hospital. It is so important that we all give back to our community. So once again, thank you to Seema for your kind donations and
your commitment to growing cricket. I remember when Reneel came to my office, and we are always a bit hesitant when someone offers something because we expect that they also want something in return. They wanted nothing in return. SEMA wanted nothing but to simply support the growth of an international sport that their members happen to love and support. And so we're so thankful for that, and for Canadian Tire for their ongoing sponsorship. And there's nothing better than seeing students actively involved in sports or clubs or activities that feed their passion. And none of that could happen, of course, without coaches and club sponsors, members of the community volunteering. I want to thank our coaches, our teachers, our staff, who give freely of their time. And maybe if I could just name those schools that are award winners. All of our schools that participate are winners, but special congratulations to Alan A. Martin, David Leader, Aaron Center, Alan A. Martin again. Wow. Sawmill Valley and West Credit Secondary School, Rick Hansen Secondary School, and Meadowvale Secondary School. And yes, thank you. And I acknowledge that we're sitting in the Great Hall in the great city of Mississauga, but I also want to extend my congratulations and thanks to SEMA for their growth of cricket in Brampton. Am I allowed to say Brampton here? Brampton and Caledon, throughout the entire Peel region. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. It just proves that cricket has no boundaries. Rather boundaries, okay, moving on. We're now privileged to have John Erasnik, who is representing the Dufferin Peel Catholic District School Board here today. Fittingly, a finance professional himself, to speak of school cricket organised by an international association of accountants. The treasurer of the school board, meaning next year we will be looking forward to a larger budget. So that's to put that one in. Please welcome John to the dais, and thank you, John.
Thank you to all. It's difficult to follow those speeches because I can only probably echo what most have already said. But, you know, obviously special thanks to SEMA. Thanks also to the Chartered Global Management Association, which is part of that as well. And thank you to Canadian Tire, as Tony has mentioned, and others. None of this could happen without them. And as an accountant myself, it just demonstrates that we do get involved with other things other than number crunching. On behalf of the Dufferin Peel Catholic District School Board, I would also like to thank the City of Mississauga for everything that they're contributing. And I think the most important thing is all of the volunteers, as Tony's just mentioned as well. It's always amazing to me, the people who dedicate their time. So we're talking, as indicated, SEMA, Canadian Tire, teachers, coaches, volunteers, and even students, all the time that they put in. It's a real honor to be part of a school board where we can see all that type of contribution. In regards to a couple of schools of ours, I'd like to mention as well, the high school girls cricket Mississauga champions were Father Michael Gates Secondary School. And the high school girls GTA runner-up was St. Joseph's Secondary School. And I do want to mention that the GTA All-Star team went to Trinidad to participate, and the captain of that team, Kurt Ramdath, is a student at our school, St. Francis Xavier. So again, thank you so much to all the volunteers. Thank you to the students for your participation in it. Thank you to SEMA, thank you to Canadian Tire, and I'm really honored to be here tonight to represent the Dufferin Peel Catholic District School Board, and thank you so much again for inviting me.
Thank you, John, for those great words. We appreciate all your support. Now it is the time you guys at the back have been waiting for. Now that the presentations have been formally over, I would like to move forward to the awards. And could I call upon Vinod Sharma to come and present the awards? And also, could I have our special guests on stage as well, please, as we make the awards? Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I need to be. I'd like to call Edward Norfolk to come to stage, please. And he has been a very big supporter of our program for many years. Maybe.
Easier for us to
Sure. Yeah, I think so. Now I'll be calling the coaches who play a very, very important role. We wouldn't be having the tournament if it weren't for the effort of all the coaches. And then we'll get on with the award for the winners from last year. I have Imran Abid from Meadowvale. Katerina Palmster. She's been a very big supporter of our program for many years. Congratulations. Rory Durham from Southern Mountain Gates. They've been a powerhouse in the girls' cricket program.
This is my director of communications, mother. Very special person.
Congratulations, Rory.